Hey everybody, welcome to the nightly vid. We did not have a nightly vid last night due to the news event, and we had a big gap, so we did all of our analysis in the morning. That being said, we'll see SPY was kicking pattern to the downside, where these two bars go outside of everything to the left. And what this did was cause daily broadening formation expansion to the downside. And you'll see today, in order to play that, here it is, 2 up in red, 2 back down, bang, right down they go. And we also saw the Qs, same exact thing, kicking to the downside. IBM, same thing, 3-2 reversal. Dow Jones, same thing, kicking to the downside. What this did is cause 3-2 quarter SPY. We talked about this in the macro vid, where most things were closer to taking this to the downside, and it did today. So anytime we're below this, 5, 4, 6, 8, 7, we're going to consider the market extremely fragile, meaning this could get a lot worse. The first pivots you'd be looking for would be down in here. 510.27, 493.86, and 466.43. I'd like to see all three of these taken out, very minimum. If we go to the year, 466.43 is your yearly magnitude. And if you've been with us for a while, you remember in 2022, we called for the same outside bar, 2 up in red, go 3. This 3-2 quarter is going to cause this 2 up in red to go 3 to the downside on the year, as long as we're below 5, 4, 6, 8, 7. That being said, we're going to see in the semis, the 3-2 quarter to the downside. That's a problem. Tells you MU. We talked about that in the macro vid. We did. Look at this today. Opens quarter in force, 2-2, ripper to the downside. Down they go. We're also going to be talking about AMD a lot. We'll see the 2-2 weaken down, ripper to the downside. Weekly magnitude and continuation quarter confirming the yearly macro video, rev strap below 118.28 with a magnitude to 54, 57, 1 penny below that. So where's AMD going? Down there. We got MU, it's also doing the same thing. Where are you going, MU? Down there, 48.43. We got an AVGO, it's also coming in. See inside quarter down from the macro vid. If we go to Marvell, 3-2 quarter down Marvell, pivot machine gun. Coming back through all these guys. That's a problem below this 5924. If we go to AMAT, you're going to see the year rev strat down. Where are you going, AMAT? Down here, 7112. We go to NVIDIA, 3-2 quarter down. That's a problem. We'd like to see 7561 ideally. It is one of the stronger ones, so just got to stay below 103.65 NVIDIA. If we go to any of the other names, let's check on QCOM. QCOM is coming back in closer to the 2-2 year back down as well. And SMCI, still an inside quarter firm enough. And we didn't talk about ARM in the macro, but ARM is also 3-2 shooter quarter coming back through previous range. So you got all the chips coming in. We talked about that in the macro. We did. We go to the airlines. United Airlines, the 2-2 quarter down. Where are you going, United Airlines? Down there. That is a problem. 1879 is the ideal target. We will have pivot targets on the way down to be aiming for, notably the ones we've marked here. Delta Airlines, where are you going? Down there. We draw out our pivot targets, and you will see the broadening formation new highs, followed by new lows. So we're looking to come back through all of this. Delta Airlines. American Airlines is 3-2 down as well. Doesn't have as much room to go down. Alaska Airlines is also 2-2 quarter down. Where are you going, Alaska Airlines? Down there. 31.38. If we go to technology, you're going to see the 3-2 down in the technologies. What do we talk about there? Well, let's get our macro video up. Talked mostly about those semis. We also saw Amazon, 2-2 quarter down. Amazon, where are you trying to go? Maybe down there, right? It's a little bit more of a firm stock, but potential outside year at the very least. Should put you here. 151.61. Meta, ouch. That's a shooter quarter at all-time highs. Where are you going? Well, last time that happened, it went all the way back down, so maybe they bring them all the way back. We'll see. Costco, still firm. Walmart, also still relatively a little firm. It did have a pretty bad gap today. Hood still firm for now. UBS in the financials. We're going to get into those financials here. That's a problem up there, but let's see. Let's just check the rest. Attack here. Team went 2-2 quarter. Reddit 2-2 quarter. Net 2-2 quarter. Logitech. Look at this. That one gapped pretty bad in here for the quarter, but they are bright red to start the quarter now, and outside year to the downside. So Logitech, maybe they try and start coming back through these guys. Does have some distance to go. Last one on there is FTNT, which is 2-2 quarter down. The most interesting ones are definitely going to be those chips for me. Outside of that, we will see the financials XLF. So financials were 2-2 weak this week. You'll see with the gap down, kicking pattern down. This causes UBS, which you already looked at. This causes Goldman Sachs 2-2 quarter pivot machine gun. This causes Wells Fargo 2-2 quarter. This causes Citigroup 2-2 quarter. Where are you going, Citigroup? Uh-oh. Well, if you know what the mother bar does, Citigroup from here all the way to 32. Yeah, I'm going to put that to Twitter for the Twitter guys. But yeah, for sure. And we got this simultaneous break. So what does it tell us? Well, short it. Given no quarterly against, right? It's going to go do that. 32. You know, may take a little bit. You see like the last one in here, this took like a year, right? But I think this might be a lot quicker this time because we took out the highs and we're coming back through. So it could happen all this quarter potentially. But definitely watching that. Morgan Stanley, you'll see the same thing, 2-2 quarter, simultaneous break. Tells you to look at regionals, KRE. Inside quarter down, that's relatively weak. Notice, failed to make all-time highs, which means, where you go in regional banks, potentially back through all this. We're going to mark out those pivots like this. So you'd like to come through and take these guys out. Outside of that, we did see a lot of energies, although they were stronger. On the gap today, that was kicking pattern. So energies got wrecked. And what this told us to do is play this in the morning. FANG right here, short below 150.52, closes 141.33 with no heat. CVX, see short below this, 159.72, and then they close out down here, 156. So there's some energy shorts in there today. And if you did have the longs, right, in the Discord, what we said is we're going to create free winning positions. So like, go to XLE. Once we hit our targets on all these, we took our profit, because we already had the winning trade. And when this comes against you, if you reduced, right, at worst, maybe you lose a little bit. But then you flip it short, you make all your money back and then some. So that's the beauty in our risk management. Once it goes into these highs, we reduce it. And it comes back on us. If we're wrong, we don't lose a lot. We lose a little, unlike most traders. So it's really important about that. And we talked about in the Discord, going into the news event, we had, right, 2 up, 2 up, 2 up. This hits daily magnitude. Then we mentioned there was some profit taking into that. And then end of day, there were some plays. But we said there was news, right? And if you ever hold into news, you're always risking this because kicking patterns always look good before they gap the other way. And what we like to do is like play longs, 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 make our money, make our money. You can leave some profit in there or even buy some puts to hedge. If you just leave profit in there and it opens red, whatever, get out of those and flip it short because you got a kicking pattern. You lost money and you're closing out, everyone else is doing the same thing. So that's why you get the sell. That being said, though, we've got all of those names we've talked about, and there's a lot more, but those are taken out last quarter. Those we want to be there. The semis is mostly where we're going to be. And if we go to gold today, gold did have a gap down buy on a weekly basis, still good. You can see from here to here, gold is up 6%. Silver, not as good of a day, though. So silver, a little bit more problems here. They might come back through some range before firming up again. And you'll see closer to a 2-2 month down. The miners, JNUG and GDX, you got some big outside bars, so you got some nice broadening formations there. We'll keep an eye on. And outside of that, most things will just look like these indexes. So stick on those semis for the big swingers, Airlines, Delta, and UAL if you'd like, Amazon and Meta if you'd like, and we'll stick around there. All right, we got simultaneous breaks going on. That's where we want to be. And before we forget, QQQ is also 3-2 quarter. That's a problem. And again, simultaneous break, 3-2 Qs and SPY. And it was a big problem. Dow is 2 down quarter confirming, and IDBM is confirming the quarter 2. And IDBM in this case is actually going for the 2-2 year. So this is all bad stuff, right? We said it in the macro. We're like, say prayers for your 401k because this ain't looking good and it's not looking good to start. So we'll update you as things go on, but that's the update. That's what we're seeing. We don't got a lot of signals. Most things look like the indexes, and the only things that were really going up today were some staples, some utilities, and you can see those utilities have a shooter day. Those staples have a shooter day. So we'll keep an eye on them, but that's all I'm seeing as new setups occur. We'll talk about those, but adios and have a good rest of your day.